Gemini, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Gemini. We are in Cancer season. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that has been reshuffling. Pluto just went into Aquarius back in November. It's also in retrograde right now, and we're coming up on a couple retrogrades this month of July. We're going to see Neptune go into retrograde at the end of the week, and then Saturn and Mercury are going to be mid-month. So retrogrades really give us an opportunity to slow down a little bit. With Neptune going into retrograde, it's actually in conjunction with, meaning right on top of Saturn in Aries. It's forcing us to really listen to our gut instincts, listen to what our intuition is telling us, and specifically around the things that we're having a hard time with change and transition over, i.e. people are misrepresenting themselves, situations aren't exactly what they appear. We have to read between the lines, like I was saying earlier, and making sure that we're doing our due diligence to kind of vet the people, places, and things that we're allowing to be in our life. And it's not easy because some of it we really want to buy into the fantasy or to the illusion, and that can also be heightened with Neptune energy. But like I said, with retrograde, it really gives us an opportunity to kind of take a step back and try to connect with that bird's eye perspective, meaning seeing the whole picture, seeing the reality of things, not just what we want it to be, what we hope it to be, but what it actually is. And that does require a pause, right? A pause to be able to sit, think, and process. But that's also why I like to start off the readings with an energy cleansing, just to set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out those places where we're feeling blocks or there's obstacles in our way. It's a great time to set your own intention as well, Gemini, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a really great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are just interested in more of a realignment of self, mind, body, soul, I do energy healing, as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're grounded in self, when we know who we are and what we want, i.e. in alignment, that's really where we're manifesting our happiness, our abundance, our fulfillment, not when we're disconnected, right? And I would love to help support you in whatever way possible, Gemini. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you. Let me do this real quick. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm, cleanse it and release it from our being, so that we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love, Mama Love. All right, Gemini, I'm not gonna lie, you feel a little wobbly this week. I feel like, I don't know if you're misstepping, or just rushing through something, trying to get to the end of something. I love this. The cards never lie. Patience pops out. Yeah, maybe you're just jumping the gun. Or here's what I'm hearing. It's topically, you get it, you understand it, but you're also ready to be done and over with it. And there's a reason why things slow down. It slows down specifically so we can kind of take note, take inventory of what is happening and process through it. Processing through it means bringing that awareness, giving ourselves that level of wisdom and understanding so we know why things are happening in the way that they are. There's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of up and down, in and out, like all this stuff. It's just kind of like things haven't settled one way or another around certain situations with certain dynamics. I feel like you've been getting two sides to someone or something where it's like on one end they're giving you what you need, and on the other end they're like taking it away. It feels very, very dualistic, very, very extreme. And as I'm saying this, I'm reminded how Venus is actually going to be in conjunction with Uranus, and then it moves into Gemini later this week. So it's really talking about how we are seeing some duality in our relationships, in our partnerships, romantic or otherwise. Doesn't just have to be romance. Take it how it resonates. But we're seeing different sides to people, and we kind of have to know how to be smart, maneuver in a way that is creative. That's that Venus and Uranus in conjunction, to get clear on what it exactly looks like. I kind of have this feeling that someone is offering you something this week, and topically it feels kind of good. Topically it feels like maybe this is what you wanted, or it's reminding you of something of the past or how it used to be, or like there's this value of like things being really good. And again, if this is a long-term something that you've been involved with, then it is reminding you of some nostalgia. It is kind of taking you back to the past. But if this is just like new beginnings, there is this Empress, or there is this energy. Well, we have the Empress that falls out, but there's a lot of abundance around you. And what I'm hearing is like, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because I feel like you're really wanting to find some level of connection. Maybe it's about needing to belong, or just wanting to be heard, seen, validated in a certain way. It's also saying like, make sure that does not cloud your judgment, because I do see something wooing you. I do see it has a little bit of manipulation behind it, because they kind of know how to manipulate the situation. They are legit, validly in a time of pain and hardship. It also feels like this is something that they've brought on themselves. I feel like you've been watching on the sidelines, watching it all play out. You have empathy, but it's like the reason you're watching is so you can gather information for what you need to do next. Because I'm not sure that you're getting, like, this person's fully divulging anything to you. I feel like you can only really act based on how they show up. You can only respond to their actions, their choices, because there isn't a lot of authenticity in this dynamic. It's Page of Cups, and you can feel this. You can see this within that dualistic nature. And interestingly enough, as we are moving through this week, the middle of the week, it's going to feel a little intense. It's going to feel just because our ego and our emotions are competing against each other. We also have a lot of tense aspects to not only Jupiter, but the fortune point as well. And so much of this is we have to be open, ready for the unexpected. This is specifically talking about not only the past, like being prepared that there might be some things that come in that we're not expecting, right? But also with the future, because I feel like if we get too closed off, if we get too shut into whatever this is that someone's lamenting over, that, yeah, maybe it does involve you, but I feel like at the same time, this is some stuff that they have to deal with within themselves, and you're not specifically responsible. All you can do is like extend an olive branch. It seems like you're trying to be friendly. It seems like you're trying to be supportive. I feel like you're walking cautiously because it doesn't look like this is easy, right? Yeah, like the date night, the connection, the honeymoon, it's all good vibes, 100%. And it's that reminding as to why this is attractive to you in the first place. But there's a lot that goes with it, and that's the other side of it. And it already feels like you have some sense of this. This isn't new under the sun. Whatever this person is saying or doing or acting or behaving, it feels like they kind of resort back to that quite easily. So whatever they're trying to convince you of, taking you out, buttering you up, saying the right thing, etc., that's where you need to have some caution. And it is a little bit challenging because I feel like it's easy to get into this bubble, almost forgetting that this was a part of them, or this might even be a new side to someone that you're seeing, or maybe you've seen them do it to someone else in the past or whatever, and you're kind of like, nah, they're not going to do that to me, etc. But they're like, it basically looks like all the signs are there. It's not hard to connect the dots. It's not hard to connect the dots at all because it feels a little bit like I said, there's not a lot of authenticity. So whatever this person is claiming, the fact that it doesn't really show them following through, right? It shows them actually being a little bit more interested in themselves, in their own wants and desires, and not really needing you. Like maybe they need you at some point, but then it becomes less interesting to them as they get what they want. Page of Cups, it's like baby energy, right? It's this energy of like, yeah, I'll be nice, I'll be polite, but if you actually need me to do something, I'm not going to follow through because it's just not mature enough. And that's where this caution is coming into play. I feel like you might allow this person's situation to either get away with too much, or it's easy to kind of have a soft spot for them or kind of justify bad behavior. But it looks like whatever this is it's happening enough that it's becoming a problem issue. Or, the more you kind of give them that leeway, the more you kind of allow those things, the less it's not as easy anymore, right? It gets harder and harder and harder. And because you're almost having to put aside part of yourself, part of who you are, so you can make space, room for this person who's, in their own world, consumed about their own self. I was born to discern the truth, 100%. Truth is nothing but knowing myself. Life purpose is just the present moment. When truth is present, I find meaning in my life, 100%. And I feel like that's exactly what it's highlighting for you this week, Gemini, is finding that truth, acknowledging what that actually is, what the reality is, so you can figure out what your next steps are moving forward. You are coming into some emotional turbulence moving forward, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of discovery as to how that affects you or how someone is using that as a weapon against you. I decline to talk about others. When my energy is focused on other people's opinions, I become unbalanced and emotional. I perceive gossip as empty words that will disappear when I don't give them attention. I replace gossip with silence. This way I feel connected to life again. I feel like it's diffusing. It's tuning out what something is trying to sell you. And even just like the way that like they might be bullying you a little bit into submission, into trying to get you to like agree with them or whatever it is. There's a lot of power in your silence today or this week, Gemini. Listen to yourself. I listen to myself. Listening to my inner self is meditation. This leads me towards enlightenment. I don't waste my time on distractions and illusions. I avoid gossiping and judging others. And that is the key to what that Neptune going into retrograde is all about. Yes, it's being able to discern truth, being able to kind of sift through some of the confusion, some of the illusion, but we're doing it via trusting trusting our instincts. And it's going to be confirmed to you because it's not going to be too hard to see the disconnect, to see the challenges that you might be facing with this person, with this individual. They kind of go back to what they were doing before pretty quickly. And right now, it's just talking about really protecting your heart, protecting your mind. Yes, maybe appreciating it, enjoying the goodness for what it is, but also recognize that it might be short-lived and, just honor your heart through the process. Sometimes that's easier said than done, but I hope you find that space, Gemini. I hope you found messages that helped with you here. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you always for your time, energy. Definitely drop comments below if it did resonate with you. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, a little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.